been working in Qgest for over 4 years now in the R&D department, and it is our job to maintain Genio and to develop Genio, and most recently to make it more user-friendly, more accessible to others. The first slide that I've got today is the usual problems as usual in IT companies. The 4 main issues are core normalization, recruiting qualified people, managing the evolution of their systems, and the life cycle of the documentation. These are the main 4 issues that a normal IT company has. And this is our solution to that, Genio. Now this is a mouthful, I'll try to read it. Genio is a platform for rapid application development of enterprise application software, combining model-driven development with automatic code generation. It's a big sentence, it has a lot of big words in it. I'll try to explain it better for you. So Genio started in 1988 when Qgest was formed. It was hard to find qualified professionals. People with computer science degrees were very few, and people programmed in the specific language were even fewer. So Qgest created the automatic generation platform at that time based in Clipper. And then we skip forward to 2015. So in 2015 we reached a breaking point, and the rapid changing technology, it was very hard for the developers to keep up with the changes. And if it is today, it all started in 2015 to accelerate at a very rapid pace. By that time, Genio already generated systems in over 10 different platforms, so we were kind of ahead of the game. And on the right we have some big milestones that we have achieved, like 600 plus active systems generated by Genio, over 500 patterns that we have developed and maintained, and we have achieved a 10 times faster delivery for big projects. And we also have achieved a 98% average on generated code. And this is all due to the Genius formula. And we take some 4 cornerstones and develop Genio over those 4 cornerstones. So rapid application development, which allows us to have a simulation of the system quickly. Code generation, which allows us to have automation, so we don't have to code everything over and over. Model-driven development, so you can specify and not worry about the technology. You can specify the business over on the model, and that allows Genio to be technology independent. And then we achieve with all this the software production line, which allows us to max personalize the system. So we can make a system for human resources, but it can also be your human resource system, not a generic one. This rapid development creates an opportunity for rapid iteration. So we can do the when, do, check and act cycle very fast. It allows for shorter and more frequent, so the iterative process is a lot faster. And this approach is particularly well suited for large enterprise systems. With this, we can use a different collaboration model than the usual type on the market, where all the 4 people or teams involved in the system can collaborate on a single platform. So the client team or external consultant can collaborate in Genio, because Genio is accessible, like we've shown to the first presentation, is accessible to people without a technological background. And of course our teams or partners from the Quid network can also collaborate, and have been collaborating in adding patterns to Genio, and there we get to the solution. This allows us to get the knowledge from the people that know the business, the client team or consultants or internal consultants. Even we just don't know the business, don't know how to code, but know the business, we can get that knowledge from them and put them in the solution. And with this we get results much closer to the requirements, because the people that know the requirements are the ones putting them in Genio. And it allows to collaborate at all levels, so we don't have a gap between the client team and the developer. There's a full collaboration on the full spectrum. And Genio also solves a big issue with software development, which is late changes. When you have late changes on a big solution, on a big system, with the longer you are on the process, the cost gets higher and higher for each change. With Genio, it doesn't stay flat, but it almost stays flat, the cost for each change, because the change is put in the same place, whether it's on the requirement phase or the deployment phase. It all goes to the same place, it all goes to Genio. So it solves that curve of cost. And all this, like we said before, is achieved with patterns. We seek patterns, we identify them, we isolate some components, and we create a piece that can be put together with other pieces to create a system. So develop an information system is, well, I can say the name for publicity, but everyone knows the name of those pieces. It's like playing with them. You construct, you start from the basic, put another piece, and you don't have to know, for example, a big deal about engineering to construct a car or a rocket. You just have to follow the instructions and put the pieces. With Genio is a little bit like this. It also works like an IDE. You don't have to do this on a notepad or a text editor or anything like that. And here on the right you have some of the things that you can do on Genio. You can edit settings instead of editing on the code. You can define the architecture and the business rules and all the configuration. You can define the menus and the forms, and you can even translate and define the language for that system. And Genio generates, it manipulates all this information into the final system. So, going to the generation itself, we were talking about defining the system or generating the system. The source code is completely generated. This goes back to my statement in the first presentation, which is the fear that people have of using no-code or low-code platforms. And most of the fear comes when you talk to a software developer that doesn't use this kind of tools. You say, okay, we have this tool that develops fully functional system, and the first thing he says, yeah, but it has overhead, it's going to be slower. Yeah, because you're dependent, you have another tool in the system. With Genio you don't. It works completely outside of the final solution. It has no overhead or cost on the deployment and production phase. So you have the 3 steps: you model and simulate your system, then through the templates and the code generator, template engine, you get to the source code, and then you're out. You're out of Genio, you have your source code, you have your system. These are some of the architectures and technologies that we use and that Genio already provides as a final solution. It goes from multiple OSs to multiple database systems, MySQL, Oracle, Azure, obviously because of SQL Server. The list actually is longer than this one. This one is just the top ones. Genio has a learning curve. It's a bit sinister, like we said today. And you can see it here clearly, because the first system you can do it on a day with someone teaching you how to do it, you can do it. But to achieve full autonomy, you take 1 week. That's that week that was so scary. At the end of that week, well, you know how to work on your own. You can do the system on your own. To do a complex system, it usually takes a month to learn, and to be a ton of Genio expertise, at least 6 months. And here we were talking about numbers on a medium-sized system. It takes around 500 hours for a person by itself to develop a full medium-sized system. You can see here, we call it medium for us, but it has 450 tables, so medium kind of vague. Some people would call it a big system. We call it medium. Because for us, for our 1450 tables is nothing to worry about in Genio. If you're trying to manage that on a normal solution on Visual Studio or Eclipse, yeah, good luck with that. And these are some of the certifications that Genio has, same in level 3. Here we have an example of the complexity of a system, and we try to put a score on that system. We still not gamifying it, but we already have a score, and we have the cost of maintenance and the cost of manual labor on that system, and we try to the complexity. We're always getting a number. We're always trying to improve that number. That's our goal here. So we're always taking pieces in and out and putting them in. And the final slide is, it's my final question, is if you have a bulldozer in a truck, why try with a shovel instead of using the better tool that you have?